The Master Key System, by Charles F. Haanel. Introduction. Rumor has it that back in the 1970s, a young man attending Harvard University, a brilliant but restless mind, stumbled upon a strange, old book. This book, written decades before he was born, in 1912, laid out a system for achieving success that was so profound, so startling, that it changed the course of his life. Legend says this book gave him the audacity, the sheer confidence, to drop out of the most prestigious university in the world and chase a wild, seemingly impossible dream, a computer on every desktop. That young man was Bill Gates. Now, whether that story is perfectly true or just a piece of Silicon Valley folklore, it points to a deeper truth. There are certain ideas, certain secrets, that seem to surface time and time again in the lives of the world's greatest achievers. And for over a century, the Master Key System has been one of those secrets, whispered about among entrepreneurs and thinkers who seem to operate on a different level. It's said that nearly every great fortune made in Silicon Valley was built by someone who had studied the words of its author, Charles F. Haanel. Who was this man? Charles Haanel wasn't some mystic living in a cave. He was a hard-nosed American businessman at the turn of the 20th century. He built one of the largest business conglomerates of his time, starting from scratch. But unlike others, he didn't just build a fortune. He paid attention to how he built it. He realized that his success wasn't just the result of hard work, but of a specific way of thinking. He saw that the world we experience on the outside, our health, our wealth, our relationships, is a perfect reflection of a world that exists inside of us. So, in 1912, he decided to codify this system. He wrote it as a 24-part correspondence course, designed to be studied 1 week at a time. It sold over 200,000 copies before it seemed to vanish. Some say it was even banned by the church in 1933 for being too powerful, for putting the keys to creation directly into the hands of the individual. Today, we're going to unlock the secrets of this legendary book. My promise to you is this: by the end of our time together, you will understand the one fundamental law that governs all success and failure. You will possess the master key that Haanel believed could open any door you wish to walk through. This isn't about wishful thinking. It's about understanding the most powerful creative force in the universe, your own mind. So, settle in, and let's discover the world within. Book summary. To begin our journey, I want you to imagine two worlds. The first is the one you know well. It's the world you can see, hear, and touch. It's your bedroom, your school, the people you talk to, the money in your pocket, or the lack of it. It's the world of effects, of results. We spend most of our lives here, trying to change things. We work harder, we run faster, we struggle, we push, we try to manipulate the pieces on the board, hoping for a better outcome. But so often, it feels like we're just rearranging the furniture in a room that's already been built. We're dealing with effects, while the cause remains hidden. Now, imagine a second world. This one is invisible. It's a world of thought, feeling, imagination, and belief. It's the world within you. Charles Haanel's entire system, the great secret he uncovered, rests on one profound, life-altering idea. This inner world is the cause of everything in the outer world. The world without is nothing more than a reflection of the world within. Think of it like a projector and a screen. Your outer life, your health, your finances, your happiness, is the screen. Your inner world, your predominant thoughts and beliefs, is the projector. If you don't like the movie playing on the screen, what do? Do you run up and try to paint over the images on the screen? Of course not. That would be absurd. You change the film in the projector. Yet, this is how most of us live our lives. We try to change the effects. We complain about our job, our income, our health, our circumstances. We work on the screen. Haanel tells us this is a fool's errand. To change the effect, you must change the cause. And the cause is, and always will be, in the world within. So, how does this inner world actually work? Haanel explains that our mind operates on two levels, the conscious and the subconscious. Your conscious mind is the one you're using right now to listen to my voice. It's your reasoning mind, your logical mind. It's the part of you that thinks, plans, and makes choices. Haanel calls it the watchman at the gate. Its job is to guard the entrance to the most powerful, mysterious, and creative part of you, the subconscious mind. The subconscious mind is a whole different animal. It doesn't reason. It doesn't argue. It simply accepts whatever the conscious mind gives it and acts on it with unimaginable power. It's the seat of your emotions, your memory, and your habits. It controls all the automatic functions of your body, your heartbeat, your breathing, the healing of a cut on your finger. It never sleeps. It is always at work. More importantly, the subconscious mind is our direct connection to what Haanel calls the universal mind. This is the infinite intelligence and substance of the universe. It's the creative force that makes a seed grow into a tree, that keeps the planets in orbit. It is all-powerful, all-knowing, and present everywhere, at all times. And here's the key: your subconscious mind is a part of this universal mind. It's not separate. A drop of water is not separate from the ocean. It is the ocean, just individualized for a moment. In the same way, your mind is an outlet for the one universal mind. This means your subconscious has access to infinite creative power. Whatever idea, belief, or image the conscious mind, the watchman, allows to pass through the gate and become impressed upon the subconscious must bring it into reality. It has no other choice. It is the law of attraction, the law of cause and effect. Whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. It is an immutable, universal principle. The subconscious is like incredibly fertile soil. It will grow any seed you plant in it. Your conscious thoughts are the seeds. If you plant seeds of fear, worry, lack, and limitation, the soil of the subconscious will dutifully grow a harvest of failure, sickness, and unhappiness. It doesn't judge, it just grows. But if you consciously and deliberately plant seeds of courage, confidence, abundance, and health, it will produce a life filled with those very things. This leads to a startling conclusion: nothing in our lives is accidental. Our experiences, our environment, our successes, and our failures are the direct result of our habitual, predominant mental attitude. Not what we think once in a while, but the thoughts we consistently entertain. The great tragedy is that most of us are doing this unconsciously. We let the outside world, the news, other people's opinions, past failures, dictate what seeds get planted in our garden. We allow the watchman at the gate to fall asleep, leaving the subconscious wide open to any negative suggestion that happens to wander by. So, the first and most critical step in using the master key is to take control of the watchman. To become the master of your own thought. And this is where Haanel's system becomes intensely practical. He doesn't just tell you what to do, he tells you how to do it, step by step. He knew that before you can control your mind, you must first learn to control your body. His very first exercise is deceptively simple. He asks you to find a room where you can be alone and undisturbed. Sit erect, comfortably, but without slouching. And then, for 15 minutes, just be perfectly still. Don't move a muscle. Now, this sounds easy, doesn't it? But if you try it, you'll discover it's one of the hardest things in the world. Your nose will itch. You'll feel an urge to shift your weight, to fidget, to do anything but be still. This is your body, used to being in control, rebelling against your will. Haanel says you must practice this every day until you have achieved complete mastery over your physical being. Until you can sit perfectly still, by choice, you are not yet the master of your own house. Once you've mastered control of your body, the next step is to control your mind. In the same position, you are now to inhibit all thought. Yes, you heard that right. Stop thinking. Of course, you'll find this is even harder. Thoughts will flood your mind, worries, to-do lists, fears, random memories. Haanel says your job is not to fight them, but to simply let them go. Acknowledge them, and let them pass. This exercise isn't about achieving a perfectly empty mind for long periods. It's about demonstrating to yourself who is in charge. It's about realizing the sheer volume of chaotic thoughts constantly trying to gain access to your mental world. By practicing this, you begin to build the mental muscle required to choose your thoughts, rather than being a victim of them. The great enemy, Haanel tells us, is fear. Fear is the cloud that hides the sun. It's a powerful, destructive thought that paralyzes the mind and body. It contracts what he calls the solar plexus, which he describes as the central point of your body's energy distribution, a sort of body sun. Pleasant, courageous thoughts expand this center, radiating life and energy. Fearful thoughts contract it, blocking the flow of vitality. All discord, sickness, and lack, he says, are caused by this interruption. Therefore, fear must be completely and utterly destroyed. How do you destroy fear? You don't fight it directly. You can't fight darkness with more darkness. You destroy darkness by turning on the light. The light, in this case, is a conscious recognition of your true source of power. It's the understanding that the I within you, the spiritual you, is one with the all-powerful universal mind. When you truly know that you are connected to infinite strength, what is there left to fear? This isn't just a nice idea, it's a truth you come to realize through practice. This brings us to the core technique of the entire system, visualization. Visualization is not just daydreaming. Daydreaming is a passive, undisciplined form of mental dissipation. Visualization is a conscious, focused, creative act of the mind. It is the process of building a clear, detailed, and finished mental image of what you desire to achieve. It is the real work of creation. Haanel explains that everything created by human hands first had to exist as a thought, an image, in a human mind. The skyscraper existed in the mind of the architect long before the first shovel of dirt was moved. The inventor Nikola Tesla, one of the greatest minds of his time, famously visualized all of his inventions in his mind with such clarity that he could run them, test them, and perfect them in his imagination before ever building a physical prototype. He claimed that in 20 years, not a single one of his imagined inventions failed to work exactly as he had conceived it. This is the power you are to harness. The process has 3 stages. First is idealization. This is the planning phase. You must decide what you truly want. Don't be vague. Don't be timid. Remember, you are drawing on the infinite, so there are no limits on cost or material. Create a grand vision. Picture the end result clearly. If you want a new home, don't just think a nice house. See the specific house. See the rooms, the furniture, the color of the walls. Feel the joy of living there. If you want success in your career, don't just think a better job. See yourself in that position, performing the tasks with confidence, receiving the recognition, enjoying the rewards. You must sow the seed, but before you sow, you must know what the harvest is to be. The second step is visualization. This is where you hold that clear mental picture in your mind, consistently. Practice it every day, in your quiet time. Make the image more and more real. Add details. Add feeling. This is crucial. Thought alone is cold. It is feeling, emotion, that gives thought its vitality and magnetic power. As Haanel says, feeling is desire, and desire is love. Thought impregnated with love becomes invincible. Feel the joy, the gratitude, the reality of your desire as if you already have it. The Bible says, "What things soever ye desire, when ye pray, believe that ye receive them, and ye shall have them." Notice the tense. Believe that you have already received it. This is the act of impressing your vision upon the subconscious mind. You are creating the mold, the matrix, from which the universal mind will fashion your reality. The third and final step is materialization. This happens automatically, as a result of the first two steps. As you hold your vision, one thing will lead to another. The universal mind, which is omniscient, will begin to move people, circumstances, and opportunities to bring your vision into form. You don't need to know how it will happen. The finite mind cannot instruct the infinite. Your job is not to figure out the how, but to focus on the what. Hold the vision, trust the process, and be ready to act when the opportunities appear. New doors will open. The right people will show up. You will be led to do the right thing at the right time in the right way. This is why true wealth, Haanel argues, is not in money, but in consciousness. The money consciousness is an attitude of mind that expects abundance. It knows that the universal is a source of infinite supply. Lack and poverty are the results of a poverty consciousness, which focuses on fear and limitation. When you concentrate on debt, you create more debt. When you concentrate on sickness, you create more sickness. The law is perfect. You must concentrate on the things you want, not the things you don't want. To help solidify this process, Haanel offers a powerful tool: affirmation. An affirmation is a strong, positive statement of truth that you repeat to yourself until it sinks into the subconscious mind. He tells the incredible story of a man named Frederick Andrews, who as a child was a little, crooked, twisted cripple. Doctors had given up all hope for him. But his mother wouldn't quit. She taught him to build an affirmation for himself. Over and over again, day and night, he repeated, "I am whole, perfect, strong, powerful, loving, harmonious and happy." He said it was the last thing on his lips at night and the first thing in the morning. He would wake up in the night and find himself repeating it. He didn't just affirm it for himself, he affirmed it for others he knew who needed help. Why? Because we reap what we sow. If you send out thoughts of health and love, they return to you. And slowly, miraculously, the victory came. He grew into a strong, straight, well-formed man. Why did this work? Because his affirmation was in alignment with the ultimate truth. The I he was referring to was not his broken body, it was his spiritual self, the part of him that is an image and likeness of the universal mind, which can never be less than perfect. By constantly repeating this truth, he impressed it upon his subconscious. His subconscious, being the master builder of the body, then began to create a physical form that matched this new, perfect pattern. He was literally, as Haanel puts it, born again, this time of the Spirit. This reveals another key principle: all truth is from within. The outer world of the senses is deceptive. We see the sun move across the sky, but we know the earth is what's spinning. We hear a bell and think the sound is in the bell, but we know it's just vibrations being interpreted by our mind. We see a rose as red, but we know the color is just our mind's interpretation of a certain frequency of light. The senses only show us effects, the relative world. The truth, the absolute, is found only in the world within. So, your real work is to train your mind to see the truth, regardless of appearances. If there is sickness, know the truth of health. If there is lack, know the truth of abundance. If there is discord, know the truth of harmony. This is not about denying reality, it's about refusing to accept the current reality as the final reality. It's about knowing that any negative condition is simply an error in thought, and as soon as the truth appears, the error must vanish, just as darkness vanishes when you turn on a light. Ultimately, Haanel says, the law of success is service. We get what we give. A generous thought is filled with vitality. A selfish thought contains the seeds of its own destruction. The great financiers and captains of industry, he argues, became wealthy because they provided immense value and service to others. They were channels for the distribution of wealth. They understood that you must keep both ends open, the inflow and the outgo. The more you give of value, your thoughts, your skills, your service, the more you will receive. This entire system, this master key, is a call to awaken. It's a call to stop being a passive recipient of life's circumstances and to become a conscious creator. It's a call to realize that you are not a body with a spirit, but a spirit with a body. That the greatest power in the universe is not outside of you, but within you. And that by mastering your own mind, you can create a life of health, abundance, and love. You hold the key. The only question is, are you willing to turn it? Commentary. As we come to the end of our journey through the Master Key system, it's worth taking a moment to just sit with the sheer scale of what Charles Haanel is proposing. Written over a century ago, in a world without the internet, without the constant noise of social media, his message is almost more radical and more necessary today than it was back then. What strikes me most about this book is its unwavering focus on personal responsibility. In a world that so often encourages us to look for someone or something to blame for our problems, the economy, our upbringing, the system, Haanel's voice echoes across the decades with a simple, stark message: the cause is within. Your life is a mirror. If you don't like the reflection, you don't fix the mirror, you fix yourself. This is a terrifying idea for some, but for others, it is the most empowering idea in the world. It means that no matter what your circumstances are right now, you are not trapped. You hold the creative power to change it all. The book's greatest strength, and perhaps its greatest challenge for the modern reader, is its demand for discipline. Haanel is not selling a quick fix. He's offering a system of mental training. The exercises he prescribes, the stillness, the concentration, the visualization, are not passive activities. They are hard mental labor. In an age of infinite distraction, where our attention is the most valuable and most fractured commodity, his call for deep, focused concentration feels like a revolutionary act. He's telling us that the most important work we will ever do is the quiet work we do inside our own minds. So, how can you take this century-old wisdom and apply it to your life, right now, today? Let me offer 3 simple starting points. First, try the stillness challenge. Just for today, find 15 minutes where you can be completely alone and undisturbed. Set a timer, sit in a chair, and just be still. Don't try to meditate, don't try to do anything. Just observe your body's rebellion, its urge to fidget and move. See if you can, just for a few moments, be the master. This simple act will reveal more about your inner state than a dozen books on psychology. Second, become the watchman at the gate for the rest of the day. Your only job is to notice your thoughts. Pay attention to the seeds you are planting. When you catch yourself thinking a thought of fear, worry, or self-criticism, don't fight it. Simply label it, that's a fear thought, and gently replace it with Frederick Andrews' powerful affirmation: I am whole, perfect, strong, powerful, loving, harmonious, and happy. See how it feels to consciously choose the light over the darkness, even for just one day. And third, visualize one small, positive outcome. Don't start with becoming a millionaire. Start with something simple. Before you go to sleep tonight, create a clear mental picture of one thing you'd like to experience tomorrow. Maybe it's waking up feeling energized. Maybe it's having a wonderful, positive conversation with a friend. Or maybe it's finishing a piece of homework with ease and focus. See it clearly, feel the positive emotion associated with it as if it's already happened, and then let it go. Plant the seed, and let the universal law do its work. That was a summary of the Master Key System by Charles F. Haanel. We've certainly touched on the core ideas today, but I'll be honest with you, a summary can only ever be a map. The real treasure is found when you walk the path yourself. The true magic happens in the quiet moments of reading, when a particular phrase or a simple story resonates with you in a way you didn't expect. This summary is designed to help you decide if this book is a journey worth taking. If anything we've discussed today has sparked something inside you, I encourage you to find a copy. Reading it isn't just about learning. It's an experience that can genuinely change the way you see yourself and the world around you. The link to the book is in the description below. Also, if you found this summary valuable, please consider giving it a like and subscribing to the channel. It lets me know that these journeys are helpful, and ensures you won't miss our next exploration into another life-changing book from the billionaire's bookshelf. Let's keep growing together.